Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, and today we're looking at the preeminence of Christ as we share a cup of coffee together. I'm thankful, by the way, on the comments that many of you send in regard to these things being a blessing to you. We don't want to waste your time, and we certainly don't want to interrupt your own devotional routine or pattern, but we trust that these short devotionals will help us all stay on track in our faith with the Lord and the Word and prayer, and share this with other people. It's on YouTube. They can catch up on these teachings. They're all archived on the Calvary Chapel, Westmoreland County YouTube channel. And so you can subscribe to it, get other people to participate as well. So in verse 9 it says, "For this reason," and of course Paul's praying for them in the previous day's study, that since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you. So the prayer isn't just occasional, it's on his heart all the time for this church. As I think any pastor, any leader that is in a church community, they care about the people that they're serving and teaching. And you're on our hearts. It's like a family. And so God, by His Spirit, puts us in one another's hearts. And so He's praying for them, and He's asking God for them, that they might be filled with the knowledge of God's will, His will, and all wisdom and spiritual understanding. So every day in my life, and I know in your life, I need to know the will of God. I need to be open to what His will is, and I need to have wisdom from God, and I need to have spiritual understanding. If I don't have wisdom, I'm going to make dumb mistakes. I'm going to do foolish things. If I don't have spiritual understanding, again, I'm going to try to, do things based upon my own logic or my own reasoning, and that's not wise. God uses our logic and reasoning, but He wants it to be controlled and influenced by the Holy Spirit. And so we need to have this work of God's will and wisdom and spiritual understanding at work in our lives. Why? In verse 10, that you may walk worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing Him, being fruitful in every good work and increasing in the knowledge of God. And so the reason we need this infrastructure of God's Spirit in us is that we would please Him, and that we would walk as worthy Christians in the sense of having a good testimony for the Lord and living to please Him and not degrading who He is in us. And it says being fruitful. And fruitful Christianity is that there's an influence from our lives, all of us, that we can bless other people and be an encouragement to them. And then he says in verse 11 that we might be strengthened with all might, according to His glorious power, for all patience and long suffering with joy. So in order to have patience and being able to wait upon the Lord for His guidance in our life with joy and not despondency or depression or anxiety, we need to be strengthened with His might, His glorious power, or we're just not going to be able to survive. We fall apart. And then the last verse today, he says, giving thanks to the Father who has qualified us to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. So we have a thankful heart for all that God has done for us. He qualified us because of what He did for us on the cross and made us His kids. We don't qualify ourselves as believers. God qualifies us. And we have this tremendous inheritance that we'll talk about tomorrow. God bless you guys. Praying for you. Bye.